Have you ever felt stuck? Not broken, not failing, just stuck. Like you're living inside an invisible room where everything is safe, warm, familiar, but you also feel like something inside you is slowly fading. This is the story of Ethan, a boy with a mind full of dreams and a life full of comfort. Too much comfort. Ethan lived in a quiet neighborhood. He had everything a person could ask for: a good home, supportive parents, Wi Fi, a laptop, and a bed that always felt too comfortable to leave. He had ideas, big ones. He wanted to start a podcast, learn photography, build a brand, but every time he tried, fear whispered, "What if you're not good enough?" So he'd open YouTube, watch someone else doing it better, and go back to being safe. And that's how years slipped away. Not with disaster, but with delay. Not with pain, but with postponing. One evening, while walking alone, he sat beside an old man in the park. They didn't speak for a while. Then the old man said, "You remind me of myself before I realized I was slowly dying in my comfort zone." Ethan looked at him. "What do you mean?" "I had a dream once to travel, to paint, but I waited for the right time until there was no time left. The comfort zone feels safe, but it's a prison with golden pillows." That line hit Ethan like thunder. A prison with golden pillows. Later that night, Ethan sat in his room. Everything was still the same. Same desk, same bed, same life. But he was not the same. He looked in the mirror and whispered, "What if I never try? What if I die with my music still inside me?" The next day, he visited his grandmother, Grandma Lucy, a woman who had raised 3 kids, survived a war, and never once talked about her dreams. Until now. They sat on the porch, sipping tea. He asked softly, "Did you ever want more?" She smiled sadly. "I wanted to be a air hostess, Ethan, but air hostess wasn't safe. So I stayed. I chose what the world told me to choose. And I don't regret my family, but I do regret never seeing how far I can go." She took his hand. "If I had just one more year, I'd use it to become the girl I buried, to become the woman I had to be." Ethan's eyes welled up. For the first time, he saw what comfort really cost. Not pain, but possibility. That night, Ethan wrote in his journal, "The comfort zone is warm, but nothing grows here." Then he took a breath and did something he had avoided for years. He hit submit on his podcast pitch. His hands were shaking, but his spirit was awake. Voice that returned. Days turned into weeks. Ethan tried. He failed. He learned. He tried again. Each time, the comfort zone whispered, "Come back, rest, hide." But something louder had awakened: courage. Not the loud kind, but the quiet kind that gets up even when no one's clapping. Years later, Ethan wasn't famous, but he was alive, alive in a way he had never been before. He was coaching others, sharing stories, and inspiring young men just like he had once been. One of his students asked, "What was the first step?" He smiled and said, "The first step wasn't the podcast. It was admitting that comfort had become my cage." And now I ask you, dear listener, what have you let comfort steal from you? A dream, a voice, a version of yourself that never got the chance to grow? The comfort zone doesn't steal in storms, it steals in silence. It makes you feel safe while quietly killing your courage. But today, you can choose one small, brave thing, not everything, just one thing. Take the class, send the message, start the dream, open the door. Even if your voice shakes, do it anyway. Because comfort never creates greatness, but courage always does. If this story touched something in your soul, please like, share, subscribe to the Pearls Whisper Tales. Someone else out there is hiding inside their comfort zone, and they need you to help them find their way out.